Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and hi, my name is Sabira binti Shamsuddin with matric number 1820454. I am from Kuliah of Islamic Review Knowledge and Human Sciences. Today, my friends and I will present our extended essay that titled Online Learning Should Be Continued After COVID-19 Pandemic. For your information, in March 2020, the World Health Organization (WHO) declared coronavirus disease, which is COVID-19, a global pandemic. So consequently, all the sectors of every nation have been severely affected, including the education sector. The education sector faced a major change in which all academic activities are moved to online mode. In May 2020, the Higher Education Ministry of Malaysia proposed to carry out academic activities in online format. Since then, the lecturers have been started to use many online platforms such as WhatsApp, Google Meet, Zoom, Telegram, Google Classroom, and so on. So it's already a year the lecturers and students use online platform to conduct online class. So people may think that, after COVID-19 pandemic, they can continue their class in online platform. However, there are several factors that need to be considered before implementing fully online learning after COVID-19 pandemic in Malaysia. So for this topic, our stand is we disagree to the statement that online learning should be continued after COVID-19 pandemic. We disagree because online learning can give negative impact on students, even though it's already a year with online learning. If the students have a chance to choose which mode they want to continue their class, they will choose face-to-face mode. We also will choose face-to-face mode because for us, the student, online learning is not effective in our study. Also, it gives huge impacts on students' health, such as fatigue, eye sore, back pain, and many more. Moreover, Malaysia's internet connection is poor. So, how to conduct fully online class if the internet connection is not ready to support students' online class? Thus, online learning should not be continued after COVID-19 pandemic because of ineffective learning, unhealthy lifestyle, and poor internet accessibility.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Adib Shatira binti Ahmad Sabri, matric number 1813734. So now I proceed to the first main idea, which is ineffective learning. Basically, online learning should not be continued after the COVID-19 pandemic because online learning is not an effective learning. During the online classes, students need to stay at home and they need to stay in front of their laptop the whole day during this pandemic to listen to the lectures and to do the assignment given by their lecturers. Besides, it might be difficult for the student to focus for a longer period during an online class. Students cannot also focus too much and concentrate in their class because they need to catch the due date for their assignment given by the lecturers. So they do not have much time to discuss the lecture materials in class. Like most of the lecturers give the material before the class and ask the student to study before the class. The second one is in terms of the burden of workload. This is because as a student, during the online class, they need to stay at home. So they have a lot of commitment to hold. The first one is to as a student and the second one as a daughter or a son. So they have a lot of commitment to hold, which is they need to manage their time wisely. Besides, with the assignment given that is too much, it cannot provide a better learning outcome to the student. This is because when a student only focus for the assignment, they are not focused on the syllabus or also the course outline of the subject. Next, students also feel that they are unneeded to focus in class because they have thought to be or not to be in the class. Compared to traditional class where students feel that they are observed one by the lecturers. This is because during face-to-face class, students are aware and are more scared with uh, they tend to obey to their lecturers or also their teachers because they are observed by their teachers or lecturers. Proceed to the next one is in terms of the challenging. This is because online learning is a different experience for the student. It is a new platform during this COVID-19 pandemic, and it's become a norm for everyone to do the online thing. So it might be hard for some students to alter to change the mood of learning itself. A study found by Chile said that students are confident that online learning cannot take the place of classroom teaching. Hence, I believe that online learning should not be continued after the COVID-19 pandemic because online learning is not an effective learning.
Next main idea is unhealthy lifestyle. During online learning, students tend to sit in longer period and move minimally. This behavior can affect students' health negatively in both physical and mental health. In terms of physical health, when a person sits too long in front of the computer or device, he or she is exposed to blue light from the screen. The blue light from the device can make a person's eye strain if the exposure in a long period. And moreover, sitting for a long period can cause musculoskeletal pain such as back pain and neck pain. So, an article from July 2020, it stated that according to a Facebook survey earlier this year from the American Chiropractic Association, 92% of chiropractors said patients are reporting more neck, back, or other musculoskeletal issues since the pandemic began. Kids are no exception. If anything, Dr. Veggie says students could be even more at risk since they often do their homework from bed or the floor, slumped over screens for hours at a time. Next, for mental health, due to social isolation and loneliness, depression and anxiety can happen. Unlike physical class, students meet their friends face to face and go to class together. But when online class happen, the students study alone in their home. So as a result, they feel lonely and they experience depression and anxiety. For human, social relationships are important because the connectedness provided by social bonds fulfills the innate human need. Therefore, online learning should not be continued after the COVID-19 pandemic because it can harm the students' health.
Assalamualaikum, I'm Mas Ayu, the third presenter. Today, I will be delivering about the third reason why we does not support the continuation of online learning after COVID-19. And the reason is because of the poor internet accessibility. Why we need to reconsider online learning because of the poor internet? It is because of the three factors which are internet as the most crucial tool to access online learning. Secondly, the students are directly affected by it. And lastly, it becomes a financial issue to the poor family. We have the data that in Malaysia, 45% of degree students have insufficient data, 42% of them have slow gadgets, whereas 60% of the diploma students in the West Malaysia face bad connection. From the statistic, we can observe that majority of the students are affected by it. In fact, when we mention online learning, what is the first thing that comes to our mind? It is internet, right? It is because without having internet, the students cannot participate in online learning. Moreover, poor internet will affect the student as they will face challenge in their study. One of the example can be seen when one of the Sabahan student, Viviana, was viral because she had to climb a tree to get a good signal. I mean, we are in the year of 2021. In this current era, it is very sad to hear that the student had to travel and spend all day on the tree to complete their task. And this is one of the cases that we know, but how many of the cases that we are unaware of, right? The students are also affected by poor connection when it resulting them to submit the assignment late, uh, also when it caused the disruption in learning, or when it also caused irritation and frustration among the student. The frustration might happen due to the lectures video or tutorial video that takes a long time to load, or even surfing the internet also had become an issue in which all of this in which we believe that all of those elements will decrease their motivation to study. Lastly, poor family faces financial issue whereby they do not have enough money to buy the data. It also produces anxiety among the students that live in the rural area as they cannot generate income to buy enough data. Hence, poor internet access is one of the reasons why online learning should not be continued after the pandemic.
So now we proceed to the Islamic perspective. So basically, Islam already teach us to practice the manner of teaching in acquiring knowledge. The hadith narrated by Abu Hurairah in Sahih al-Bukhari share a story of Jibril disguising himself as a man. One day he came to Prophet Muhammad immediately, sat down in front of the Prophet Muhammad. Then his knees rest on the Prophet's knees and placed both his hands on the Prophet's thigh. Then he said, "Oh Muhammad, tell me about Islam," until the end of the hadith. So basically, Islam perspective is not only in terms of the hadith and Al-Quran, but also in terms of the adab, in terms of the Sharia and so on. So here I will emphasize on the adab. So based on the situation of the hadith, we can see that Islam really encourage people to acquire knowledge by face to face and respect the teacher who share this knowledge. Same goes to the online learning that should not be continued because I think by online learning, students are not show their much respect compared to the traditional class where students tend to obey their lecturers in the class and respect like the teachers and the lecturers who share the knowledge to them. So the manners shown by Jibril also show the importance of knowledge and the quality of education that Islam put, which is Jibril met Rasulullah to gain some knowledge about the Islam. So by having a traditional class, we can have a broader knowledge that given by our teachers. So that's all from the Islamic perspective. Thank you.
So we have come to the end of the presentation. From here, we can conclude that ineffective learning, unhealthy lifestyle, and lack of internet access are the reasons why we disagree with the continuation of online learning. Thus, we suggest that the conventional teaching should be implemented after the pandemic. Secondly, the government and institutions must help to improve the internet signals and give funds and the budgets to the needy students for them to buy the data and devices. Lastly, if online learning is still unavoidable in the future, we believe that the mode of teaching and learning must be changed to fit with online learning. And I think that that's all from us. And from here, we also can conclude that online learning should not be continued based on what I and my group members had presented today. That's all and thank you for watching the video. Assalamualaikum.